Hey guys, so we're back. Tom here, and this topic for this episode is AI and AI in music. Well, I can be very short. I love AI, I embrace it. I can't wait until there becomes like a functioning software program where AI is really like integrated in the music making process, and where a composer, a musician, a producer can steer the learning curve of AI to make better decisions. I know that a lot of people are afraid of this subject and they might lose their job or whatsoever. This is a development that has been going on since the 1800s, when the Industrial Revolution started in England, and certain professions were no longer needed. And this went on and on and on with robots and automatic manufacturing belts. Now AI is being used to perform very complex surgeries in a hospital. AI is being used and utilized like everywhere. But luckily for us in music, it's not as developed yet, because technically the market for it, funny enough, isn't big enough to really dive into it. It will happen very, very soon. The first companies that were working with AI to create like some sort of an auto-composing algorithm that you could influence what to do and what not to do were very clunky in the beginning, and they're still very clunky. So where AI level music is at this point is like maybe somebody that is like 12 or 14 years old and is trying to get his or her feet wet in music. It sounds a little bit like that. Where it's very developed is in classical music, because classical music is down to theory and science to a lot of points, and that is exactly where AI software and computers are really, really good at. So if you want AI to write you an original fugue, it will probably be incredible. But if you ask AI, make me a song like Radiohead, it's probably not going to be so great, because there are a lot of weird artistic choices made by the characters who make up the band Radiohead. And that is not so easy to emulate or to potentially come up with, and the learning process needs to be way and way more. But like any technical development that there have been in the past, instead of fighting it, I embraced it, and it really helped my career in any form of technical development. You guys might not remember this, but when the first drum computer came out in the 1980s, the drummers were afraid that they would never drum again. When the first synthesizer came out, people were afraid they're never going to hire a piano player again. And when the first MP3 started to exist and Napster started, all the record companies thought nobody would ever buy music again. Of course, we had a transition period in which actually music didn't get sold and it got illegally copied. But now the business model has completely changed, and now we're talking about a whole different form of industry. Something similar will happen with music and AI. That's why I'm welcoming AI. I can't wait to really make it part of my working process. But at this point, it's not smart enough yet. It's not intelligent enough yet. But it's a learning process, and it's not as interesting sounding yet. But I'm sure if I'm going to say within 10 years, 15 years, we're going to be there, we might already see a development in the next 2 years that I'm going to say, oh, you know what, before the end of 2020s, we're going to be there in 2029. Who knows? But it will happen, and it will happen at a certain point. So my suggestion to everybody out there is embrace it, read about it, see what it can do, see what it doesn't do. And the most important thing, use AI as your own personal tool. You know, like Cubase is an important tool to me, and my modular instruments are an important tool to me. So use AI as a tool for you to become a better composer, to learn yourself even, if you will, and take it from there. But my personal opinion has never been to fight technical development, but embrace it and see where it takes us next. But who knows? In 5 years I might be sorry and I'm going to be out of a job as well. Who knows? Any thoughts you might guys have? leave them below. You know the drill, and I'll see you on the next episode.